This is the House of Parliament where men and women have sat for decades, making decisions that would affect all our lives. Do they really work in the interests of the people or themselves? They sit at the round tables, trying to decipher which way to turn. Is it left or is it right? Have the people benefited from those decisions? Our people have suffered for far too long. Change should not be a figment of the imagination, but reality. Every boy, every girl, every man, every woman are equally important. The market vendor joyfully sells her produce. The fish vendor skillfully uses his cutlass to cut the fish. Keep on working. Let your smile be your motivation. Build a community of brotherly and sisterly love. Don't give up on your dreams. Surround yourself with positive thinkers. Think big and keep on moving. Keep pushing the envelope. Yes, push that envelope until you have succeeded. You may have made many mistakes, but that is no reason to stop. Don't you dare give up. Get ready for that overflow. Get ready for that breakthrough. The overflow is coming. Showers of blessings. Stay cool. Stay calm. Stay collective. Ride the rough waves of life. Hold on to that rope tightly. Just keep working. Keep moving. Keep believing. Self-motivation. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lies and Deceit. I am your host, Sohria Alexander, better known as So-So. My people, how are you today? I hope everybody is wonderful. I hope you are going to buy your coffees, because tonight I am going to give them licks. And I hope you have your popcorn. Well, I have my apple juice, so I'll be drinking my apple juice. My people, yesterday I was under the weather. I was in bed practically, well, from the night I went to sleep, Thursday night, I knew. Doc always says to me, So, when bad weather is going to come, you're going to know before anybody else, because your body, your sinus is going to pick it up. But I'm happy to say the way I used to suffer with this madness, I'm not suffering with it like that again. And I was able to bounce back very quickly from it, because sometimes when I have these things like 2-3 days, I'm down and feeling so sick. But thanks for your prayers, thanks for your well wishes. And I prayed to God last night. I said, Lord, let it be hot today. And boy, was it hot. It was very, very, very hot. You know, so I have to keep hydrated, drink lots of fluid. You know, I saw a specialist for the first, and their recommendation was, well, I have in my right nostril a little flesh, and you know what the specialist said is that he's not recommending I will take it out. I should just leave it, because you know these things can cause further complications. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna, you know, just continue eating properly, because that is why I'm able to bounce back, or else I would not have been here with you today. I would have been on my bed and lying down on my head, hurting me. And you know, the good thing about it is that I just rested for the whole day. And then I took my iPad, and I tell you, God works in mysterious ways. Oh, for those of you who think Shas is here tonight, Shas is not here tonight. Uncle Shas called me and tell me, so I see they say that everything. I'm like, no, Uncle Shas is not here with me tonight, because tonight is the week. On Tuesday, Shas is going to have the viewing. On Wednesday, Shas and Shas will be with me here on YouTube, Facebook, GVD TV Flow 115. He will be with me so we can have the funeral. And on Thursday, Shas is going to do the cremation. Y'all better go and buy the coffee, because you're so. Make sure she got herself ready. Tonight I'm burying all of them. So Shas may not have nothing to do when I finish with them, I am just burying them because lies and deceit, I cannot tolerate it. Hurt me with the truth. Don't lie to me. Hurt me with the truth. Don't lie to me. Because when you lie to me, you can't get me back. And St. Lucia Labour Party can never, in the history, as long as God lendeth me breath to support them, I am putting them plat down, platate. So hot, Claudias. So hot. I come in for all of you, wicked people. Now, let me just say a few shout outs to Sean Frederick. Sean, talk to me, girl. What's up? I'm not seeing you on Facebook. Are you blocked, darling? Put a note on YouTube so I can know, honey. And also, hi, Oswan. And Oswan asked me to say hi to his cousin, Wana. I hope I got that right. She is in Delaware. Hi, Yana. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Hi, Gloria. All my YouTubers, I know you love YouTube like crazy. Hi, Alma. Oh, Alma said, good night, my loving, so sweet, so you look so fabulous. God is good all the time. Yes, he is. Because yesterday, let me tell you something, people. When I'm sick, you don't see it on my face. The only time you know I'm sick is when I lie down. They say, something wrong, she ain't getting up. So, hi, Alma. Thank you. Oh my, Sean is saying they're blocker. Sean, your head hard. Sean, I tired talking to you. You have to respond. You see, I getting blocked in Creole, in French, and broken English. Sean, I tired talking to you. Oh, somebody tell me they have a gift outing for me together. Thank you, Alma. Greatly appreciated. I have another supporter who owns a restaurant who has invited me to dinner. I ain't go yet. But I go. Thanks for the invitation. And let me just say hi to some of my sweet Facebook people. I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. Hi, Donley. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Andrea, Antonia, Marvin, Kimalin. Where is Melly? Where is Anisha? Where is Miriam? Good night, everybody. Marilyn, love you, darling. All the way from London. Girl, I love you like crazy. Oh, Kimberlyn, you got blocked earlier this week, but I tired talking to y'all, writing Creole, French, broken French, y'all had that. I know how to do it y'all again. Hi, Susie. How are y'all tonight? I am going to bury them. And when I finish with them, hi, Angelina, you love me. I love you more, darling. Hi, Tiny Suzanne. I love you all like crazy. So, because of the amount of work I'm doing on this show and on Facebook, you can now watch me. If you watch the video is in high definition on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere I stream now. I am on in HD. God is good. Somebody's telling me good morning. Bonel, where are you from? What part of the world? Oh, Bonel made a mistake. It's good night. Hi, Donovan. How is your wife and the boys? I see you looking young as ever. Hi, Andre. Donovan is one of my very, 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 very good friends. We grew up in church, everything. I actually was the chef for his wedding. There's a lot of things I do that y'all don't know. I'm not cooking again. I'm getting old. Hi, Ashley. Ashley says she's ready for the ceremony. Hi, Elvin. Sabina. Let me say hi to Hermin and Marcus. How you guys doing? Y'all good? Hi, guys. My people. Let me just also say good night to Wonderful. Go and buy the coffee. I'm not playing if y'all go buy it. Y'all like come so. It's up back. Hi, Ashley. Okay, don't get me vexed, y'all. Anyway, my sweet people, let me just say thank you. Thank you to Maggie bought me coffees from yesterday. All right, I saw the messages popping. Thanks, Maggie. Thanks, Arnold, for the coffees as always. And someone bought me a coffee and said, my darling Soso, I love you. Keeping up the great work of enlightening us. Thanks, Taurus, darling. Love you. And Melly said, sending love, looking forward to tonight's show. Oh, it's going to be a good show. I have them by their balls. And Maggie said, my queen knows how to deliver. Thanks to you and Akim. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. And NK bought me coffees for my last show. When I got up, I saw it. It said, good job, Sohria. And big up yourself, Akim. Your future is indeed bright. Continued blessings to you both. And Homer Prosper also bought me coffees. And Bev, for the last show, bought me coffee. She said, listening from the US, please don't stop because you are the voice of the voiceless. I will. People, we're going hard tonight, trust me. I'm hitting them hard. Oh God, these people. Oh, and my darling, Mrs. The sexy, the lovely, the business owner. I have to come to Fordo, you know, but I have to come to Fordo for a very special person. Mrs. Lamontine. I love Fordo. I love nature. I don't like all I just love nature. Airline Lamontine, love you. Thanks for the many coffees. Thank you, darling. We're going hard tonight. Now let's get going. But before we get going, you cannot come here and just enjoy all the things I'm telling you. Let me play the coffee video for you so you can go buy the coffee. Coffee video.
Hello everyone. Today we'll be learning how to show your support for Sohria Alexander through memberships and coffees. Okay, so first up guys, you need to keep this link in mind, buymeacoffee.com/Sohria Alexander. So let's go on and head on to the site. So of course you are greeted with Miss Alexander Buy Me a Coffee page. You'll scroll down to the bottom where you'll see support or membership. So of course the support option is to purchase your coffee. So we don't want to purchase 1, 3 or 5, we want to purchase a custom amount. So we'll put it right here and select 10. So of course for you guys who like to be anonymous, the name and say something nice option is optional to you. So if you would like to do that, you can, or do as you please. But in this case, I'm going to be entering a name. And I'm going to be saying something nice. I'm going to say, love your show. Keep it coming. All right. And also we know some of you have messages that you don't intend for everyone to see. So you can simply select the option, make this message private. So we're going to go ahead and press the support button. On the support page, you are greeted with the email and card number. So of course you go ahead, we're going to put johndoe@hotmail.com, and in this case we're going to be using a dummy card number, but in your case you will enter your real valid card number. So of course you put your month, your year and the CVC of your card, and of course you will select the I'm not a robot option for verification. So this is simply how you go ahead and purchase your coffee. Simple. So now guys, we're going to go ahead and get a membership. So as you could see, we have different levels of membership, so you can choose what you like, whichever one you prefer. You go ahead and select that. So you just press the join button and then you're greeted whether you want to take that membership per month or per year. So we're going to go ahead and start filling in our details. We're going to put our email, johndoe@hotmail.com, and in this case your name is required. So, and your email, so we're going to go ahead and put a name. We're going to put John Doe, and we are going to see something nice. We're going to see love your show. Now like before, as we saw guys, you have the option to make this message private. So you could just go right here, tick, and that message is private. So of course you press the join, and then you go ahead and you enter your card and so on and so on. And of course you verify that you are not a robot. Now on this page you also have the option, because I know some of you guys may want to take more than the allotted membership, so you can simply use the free predefined options for you and add it 5, 10, 15, whatever, as you wish. Okay, so guys, this is actually the full tutorial. This is how you go ahead and purchase your coffee. This is how you go ahead and purchase your membership. So I want to say thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope this video was as informative as it could be. This was Akeem Ernest. See ya.
Sarah Sweet Tooth said, "Is Boaden tea she have?" I am drinking my apple juice tonight. This is how I am going to be dancing when I finish with them tonight. Take a look. The dance, but for me it's the lady in the move or the purple, whatever color is that. Oh my god, she was giving. Why? Now let me start to chiffonner some poil there tonight. Coming down hard. I want you to flow with me tonight, because if after what I have presented to you tonight you still believe that this government is worthy to remain in office, you need to check Rigsby, although he is dead. Now, before I go, I would like to put things in context. Let us look at, you remember Mia Mottley? Mia Mottley has all the seats in Parliament. However, this lady is not being selfish, vindictive, a dictator. She is having everyone on the opposition to be part of governing Barbados. However, in St. Lucia, there is a nasty, smelling behavior that is going around. It started 5 years ago. Racism and hate. But right now, the St. Lucia Labour Party government have become emboldened, and they are doing everything within their power to bullish us and bully Bradley. Let me explain something to Philip J. Pierre. You are the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Even if Sohria Alexander did not vote for you, you still have to represent me, because I am a citizen and you are our Prime Minister, whether we like it or not. And whether you like it or not, you govern everybody of the nation. You're not governing just SLB. You are governing every single citizen of this country. So I really would like Philip J. Pierre to allow me to understand, or go into his brain to understand what he's thinking. Philip J. Pierre, you are a shameless Prime Minister. Claudius Francis is a shameless Speaker of the House. Ernest Hille is a shameless Member of Parliament. And as for that one, Ramaz, oh my God, this is what I have been preaching. When you have a class act like Miss Lisa Joseph, I never know where Lisa stood, if it's SLP or UWP. And if her preferences are towards UWP, let me tell her bravo for doing her work professionally. Lisa is what you call journalism. I have never heard anybody disrespect or have issues with Lisa. We loved her. And we take people from under the garbage can to come and be communications director for the people of St. Lucia. And the insults that was thrown across to a former prime minister. Where is the order in this government? Where is the class in this government? All I see is a set of derelicts, a set of people with no class, no standard. I always say, I don't have to like you for me to be professional. I'm in a position, I see you as a client. I do not see you as SLP or UWP. And don't believe because I'm leaning towards UWP and you come and you don't have all your paperwork that I will tell you no, you'll pass. No, go get all your paperwork. The same way like I would tell the SLP or any other person. But this government, they are hiring a set of low-life people. My God, you think that in the Parliament of the UK, that a reporter or a communications director would sit there and say the things that Winston Springer said, that dinosaur. Man, you are extinct. We do not want you. You bring nothing to the table but trouble. I'm going to play everything for you tonight, but I want you all to put things in context and listen to Miss Motley, and then we're going to deal with them.
One of you asked me when I was going in whether we had laid the constitutional amendment bill. Yes, we have, and I thank the Honorable Attorney General for it. And many have asked why. The truth is that there's been a lot of public debate this week in reference to the provisions of Section 75 of the Constitution that the President can choose to appoint 2 senators. But this government has chosen to be able to give the party that has the second largest amount of votes in the election the right to be able to choose 2 senators. And in spite of the fact that the President of the Democratic Party says he needs nothing from me and I can't offer him anything, let us be very clear. We are thankful to the people of Barbados for the mandate that they've given this government. It is as comprehensive and complete a mandate as possible. But we believe that we have an obligation to our democracy and to the deepening and protection of our democracy to be able to afford the opportunity to the party receiving the second highest number of votes, the opportunity to not just appoint 2 senators, but if persons were reflecting and knew what they were talking about, they would know that what is at stake is not just simply the appointment of 2 senators. What is at stake as well is the appointment of a number of commissions under the Constitution, from the Electoral and Boundaries Commission that will come up during the course of the next 5 years, to the various Services Commission, the Administrative and General Services Commission, the Protective Services Commission, the Judicial Legal Services Commission, and a whole host of others. Now, under the current provisions of the Constitution, Section 75, it would mean that I would have the right as Prime Minister to choose all of those people. And as much as I know that I will do it in fairness and to protect the public interest, I do not believe that I should do so. And to that extent, therefore, we are going to afford them the opportunity to not only be able to choose the 2 senators, but by extension, to be able to have a say in the appointment of the different commissions. Now, why does this matter? This is the 3rd time that this government is reducing, and that I've chosen willingly to reduce the powers of a Prime Minister. The first one was in the selection of judges and a Chief Justice. And we passed the Judicial Advisory Appointments Act, which has a set committee that advises me rather than me choosing arbitrarily who should be a judge and who should be Chief Justice. The second time was with respect to the amendments to the Constitution for the election of a president. Hitherto, every one of the 7 prime ministers of Barbados chose, in their own deliberate choice, without consultation really, or without consent and advice rather, I should say, the person who should have been the head of state in terms of Governor General. We've changed that and given the power to Parliament. And the third occasion is now this, where pursuant to Section 75 of the existing Constitution, if there's no leader of the opposition, I think it's Section 75(2) or
Yes.
B, I can't remember the reference now,
75B.
makes it absolutely clear that I would have the right to choose. Now, I do not believe in this day and age that I as Prime Minister should be choosing all 5 members of the Electoral and Boundaries Commission. And therefore, even if the current leadership of the Democratic Labour Party may not be seeing too clearly at this point in time, the rest of us must see clearly for them and for the deepening and strengthening of this democracy. And to that extent, therefore, they will have the opportunity. It is up to them to refuse. The amendments also say that if they refuse, then the President and I will act on our own deliberate choices. And you go after the next party. Once they all refuse, then there's a backstop with the President and myself. But we feel that we have to give people that chance in spite of themselves. And you know, when I was a young student, I once watched a movie that has always stayed with me, that you must love in spite of and not because of. And we are loving in spite of. We are going to deepen this democracy in spite of the current language and rejection of the current acting president of the Democratic Labour Party, because we recognize that as a party that is over 65 years old, that it has a right to participate in the affairs of this country. And in spite, therefore, of their public comments, we are doing it. It is up to them in George Street, however, to determine whether they want to accept. And the new provisions of the legislation also make it clear that they must designate who is the entity or person within the structure that the President or myself will continue to consult with. So we look forward to the passage of this legislation. We are conscious that it will require the support of not just the government, but also the independent senators in order for it to come. And it has also come with the other provision. I've said very clearly that if you are old enough to vote, then you must be old enough to represent. And to that extent, therefore, the amendment that will reduce this age for qualification to sit as a member of the House of Assembly and in the Senate to 18 years old is also attached to that constitutional amendment. Okay? Any questions pursuant to that?
Do you have a time frame, Madam Prime Minister, as to when the party with the second most votes can accept this offer?
Well, we intend to debate the matter on Tuesday. The first reading was done just now. Government notice was given of it, and the first reading was done. It is our intention to debate it on Tuesday and to have it go to the Senate on Wednesday. The ball is in everyone's court. But I can only share from you after, this year will be 33 years in the public life of this country. And it is my deliberate judgment that sometimes you have to act in spite of. This is an occasion, and I hope it will be something that all of us will remember, that sometimes you have to act in spite of people's behavior and in spite of people's commentary. This is the right thing to do for this country. The people of Barbados have given us a comprehensive mandate for the second occasion. We have not abused it on the first time. I've given you 2 examples of the reduction of the powers of a Prime Minister in ways that none of the other 7 Prime Ministers before me had done. I'm giving you a 3rd example today. And as God gives me life, I will continue to treat to the mandate given by the people of Barbados with the care, the sensitivity, the accountability, and the transparency required.
Madam Prime Minister, when I was referring to the time frame, obviously the Democratic Labour Party wouldn't have the carte blanche time to deliberate in terms of indefinite time period to sit down and deliberate. So is there a time frame?
No, the law is very clear. The AG will tell you.
The Constitution, as it stands, Prime Minister, does not stipulate any time period for the consultation. It creates an obligation to consult. We've always operated on the basis of consulting within a reasonable time, but that's why we stipulate in the amendment that if that party refuses to either facilitate the consultation or to participate in the consultation, then Her Excellency, or the Prime Minister as the case may be, will go to the next party that achieves the next highest number of votes. And when we exhaust that, then unfortunately you must act, and it is at that point that you would then rely on your own discretion.
Which is the current situation under Section 75 now. But as I said, I do not feel that this country, and I know that the people of Barbados will agree with me, that I should not have the right to appoint all 5 members of the Electoral and Boundaries Commission when it comes up, and I should not have the right to just appoint all members of the Services Commission without consulting the other side or the party that got the other votes. This is the right thing to do, and let's settle down and do the right thing, give the right example to our people, and recognize that Barbados remains a multi-party democracy. But yes, it has chosen to give one party all the votes on 2 occasions, all the seats on 2 occasions. But it does not change from the fact that we are a multi-party democracy. Okay?
We are a multi-party democracy. Listen to Mia's Motley's words. We are a multi-party democracy. And this lady could flex her muscles, but instead she rules with humility, inclusion, giving the opposition a chance to air their views. She said it would be wrong of her to do everything on her own. Democracy. Had she said, I have all the seats, I could do whatever I want, this would be unjust and unfair to the people of Barbados. Mia is an example of inclusion. Now I want you all to pay careful and close attention. Listen to when Mia Motley speaks. This lady never says anything about, oh, I have 30, I have 30, I have 30, I have the majority, the people give me a big mandate, the people give me 50. You never heard a lady say anything like that. But we have a clown prime minister. Every second he says, oh, the people gave us a mandate, 52, the people believe in us. Brother man, nobody believe in you now. Nobody believe in you now. Now let us get to the meat of the matter. I am going to show you where the bacchanal started in the house. And Claudius Francis, I'm going to debunk you tonight, you hypocrite. Let's start with Una's tape.
Leader of Government Business.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just wish to inform the House on a matter which has been placed in the public domain relating to the order of speakers for this debate of the Appropriation Bill 2022-2023. You'd recall, as it relates to the debate on the estimates, I had attempted with the Leader of the Opposition to arrive at a speaking order through your chairing of a couple of meetings. We were unable to arrive at an understanding, and therefore we were in a situation where the debate concluded without the Leader of the Opposition taking up the opportunity to speak. On this occasion, Mr. Speaker, I wrote to the Leader of the Opposition indicating that we were prepared to reconsider our desire that he rebuts the Leader of the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, and went as far as offering him 2 options which we thought were quite workable, fair and reasonable. I think the critical principle for us is that the people of St. Lucia wants to hear the Leader of the Opposition speak. And we said to him that we were prepared if he did not want to rebut the Minister of Finance. And may I say, Mr. Speaker, the budget debate really is a response to the presentation made by the Minister of Finance. It is the Minister of Finance who issues a statement that is then debated. Each minister is required to elucidate, to expand on the presentation made by the Minister of Finance. The debate is not about responding to individual ministers. And we had hoped that the leader of the opposition would have taken the opportunity and to speak at some of the options that we gave him, including allowing him to speak at prime time this evening. In his response to me, Mr. Speaker, he indicated that he wishes to speak at number 15, which is virtually the same position that he had, that of speaking at the ending of the debates. Again, we hope and we encourage the leader of the opposition to speak at a time when it is expected that in any mature debate he would speak. We do not believe, Mr. Speaker, that it makes for a good conduct and orderly debate for him to insist that he has to speak last or at towards the very back end of the debate. So, Mr. Speaker, I want, for the sake of the record of the House, that we have tried, we have extended as much as possible a fair, reasonable offer to the leader of the opposition so that he can speak and the people of St. Lucia can hear his response to the budget statement as presented by the Minister of Finance and Prime Minister. And I want to take this final opportunity to appeal to him that we can all have a mature settlement of this issue by he shifting from an approach which is it has to be his way or no way. So, Mr. Speaker, I hope and I appeal to you also to use your good offices to speak to the leader of the opposition to ensure that he does take up the offer to speak in this debate. Thank you very much.
Since when that's your role? What do you mean, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Mr. Speaker, I realize for a long time you want to be part of the debate. Since when that's your role? Since when that's your role? Since when that's your role? Mr. Speaker, since when that's your role? I'm obeying the rules. Oh, Mr. Speaker, I'm moving on. Oh, Mr. Speaker, not me that not obeying the rules. The Speaker that not obeying the rules.
And remember, I will not have you.
I will come back, Mr.
And remember, I will not have you.
Mr. Speaker, I realize.
And remember, I will not have you.
So, Mr. Speaker,
and remember.
Since when that's your role? Since when that's your role? Mr. Speaker, since when that's your role?
Very well.
Since when that's your role? Since when that's your role? Mr. Speaker, since when that's your role?
And remember, you are being out of order.
Since when that's your role? So hot.
I will do what I have
Ernest Hille. Since when that's your role? So hot, Ernest Hille. Now let me explain something to you, Ernest Hille. Who the hell you think you are to speak for the 37,000 people who voted those two men into office? Who the hell you think you are? And by extension, the others who lost. Who the hell you think you are to tell Chasney when to speak? You are out of order. And you said you give him prime time. Your prime time may not be his prime time. Your prime time may be his your voodoo time to try to confuse him. You saying it is prime, and we have given the opposition leader a time to speak. Man, sit your ass down. This is disrespect to the highest level. You did not only disrespect Alan Chasney, you disrespected the people of St. Lucia. Claudius Francis, Philip J. Pay, because it's pay you pay. And Ernest Hille are the biggest buffoons in St. Lucia. How you can come to the man and tell him, oh, are you an idiot? My God, these people have PhDs, MSc, MBA, BBA, and all this shit, and they still a set of bloody idiots. How can you tell the opposition leader, y'all are doing a disservice to the people of St. Lucia? How you can tell Alan Chasney, after the Prime Minister give his speech, he can speak after he can give a rebuttal? Are you a jackass? telling him to speak after. So let me tell you the plot. The plot is to bully Alan Chasney into submission. Now, what they want to do, and Alan Chasney is very correct with what he did. Because if I, Sohria Alexander, is the Prime Minister of St. Lucia and have a mandate of 52, I don't care when the hell Alan Chasney wants to speak. He can want to speak first, second, last. Go ahead. I am confident in me. But we have a Prime Minister who is not confident in himself. Hence, this is why they are taking that approach. You mean to tell me? I think these politicians have a crush on Alan Chasney, because first thing you come into the house, and Ernest is such a child. Ernest is such a child. I don't know what is wrong with this man. This man is saying, you come into the House of Parliament. You're in the House of Parliament, so. Oh, it was on social media. It was circulating all about the way Alan Chasney has to speak. You see how petty these fellas are? We have bigger fishes to fry in this country, but you come in and talk about a letter circulated on the way Alan Chasney should speak. Is Ernest Hilaire listening to what he's saying? So in essence, look at what they are doing to the people of St. Lucia, my people. They are saying to you, now listen, it's 80-20 now. They are saying to the 80% of the people of St. Lucia, mash! That's what they are telling you all, mash! Because they are not allowing Alan Chasney the latitude to hear the debate of the other parliamentarians so he can come in and rebut. So tell me if that is a government of inclusion. So basically, they are boxing Alan Chasney in the corner, and I'll show you the lie. Now, somebody today sent me a note. I will always be Sohria Alexander. I will never walk in the ways people want me to walk. I'll always be me, and that's why people love me. If you are my friend and you have been my friend recently or for years, you're just going to continue loving me because I'm straight like that. I don't have time for bullshit. Now, let me just say goodnight to my sweetie, Marilise, again. She bought me many coffees while I was speaking, and she said I bought coffee earlier on, long before the show started, but forgot to tick. I am not a robot. Blessings upon you and our best producer. Oh, yes, thank you, darling. And my son got what you call it, iPhone Pro 13, AirPods, all kind of stuff from one of my supporters. And let me tell you, it really makes me feel fabulous and makes Akeem feel fabulous. You know why? You'll appreciate the work, appreciation, and I love that. Now, let us go back to what I was saying. So the person messaged me and say, so what's going on with Alan Chasney? I don't really believe Mid does lie so much. So I'm like saying, okay, Mid does lie so much. I said, this is not the video you have to watch. I said, this is not the video you have to watch. But I'm not going to send you that video because we do our work and, you know, I am going to play my work on my show. And if you want to watch it there. They wronged Alan Chasney and they wronged the people of St. Lucia with what they did. They have made Alan Chasney to be a liar from 2016 2022. They have made this man out to be a liar. But I will show you who are the liars. Let me tell you, that whole government needs to dissolve. And my people, I am telling you, I'm predicting a 1979, 1982, whatever, these people going out. Alan Chasney was not lying. I said to the person, I will debunk them. We'll play Uncle Chasney tape when he was talking, giving the explanation why. The one. Okay, no problem. So we will play that video with Alan Chasney in a bit as to what he said. My sweet, loving St. Lucians, of y'all, go and buy me coffee. Because I debunking them tonight. And when you all see me in town, you all can't hug me, huh? But you'll have to give me an elbow. Because I will show you all. Poor job, Alan Chasney. Uncle Chas, we are St. Lucians. Whatever we have done to you, we are sorry. In the past, we are sorry. St. Lucians, you'll have to go and apologize to him. You know, I am never too big to say I'm sorry. Never. Because when you say you're sorry, you move on. And my people, what they did to Uncle Chas, y'all have to say sorry to Uncle Chas. I can tell you Uncle Chas is not a liar. When I play Uncle Chas' explanation for you may say YouTube, look people I have on YouTube, why? Ask your friends, my people. We have how much in minutes on YouTube right now? Thousands? We have millions on Facebook in time on Facebook, and we have thousands. So we need to get at least, I have 300 subscribers. We need at least 400 more. So people help so out. Go and subscribe to YouTube. We need 400 more. YouTube have a kind of people watching. So we need about 400 people. I need 1,000. 1,000 I need, right? So I need about 700 more people. So come on, y'all. I have how many of y'all on Facebook? 61,000 followers. You ready? Okay. So many followers. So I want y'all to go and follow me on YouTube, my sweet people. Now, my people, I will demurty them. And after tonight, and before we play the video, you see y'all flowers, don't upset me, huh? Don't upset me. Get your act together because the vineyard is ripe. Why y'all waiting for convention in August? What nonsense, what bullshit is that? Get your act together. Get your act together. Get Alan Chasney. If you want to re-endorse him, okay, where's you gonna put them? Y'all can't do me nothing. Re-endorse the damn man. Put people in place and let's take this country by storm. Because I am the kind of person, I am going to keep Chas on his toes when he becomes the prime minister again. Because I want to ensure that my country is going on the right path. So Alan Chas, Uncle Chas, let me tell you, and we have to really thank my producer, top-notch student. Everything this child put his hand on turns into gold. Brilliant young man. And I'm telling you, I'm going to show you the lie. I'm going to show it to you all. And he was the one. Let me tell you all. That's why when I tell you go and buy the coffee, you all think it's magie I did telling you all. We're giving you all topper. He was trying to show it to me, but I couldn't see it. The way it was, he was trying to show it to me, but I could not see it. You know what my brain box child did? He went on YouTube, because we have different program system that we can do a lot of stuff. He went on YouTube, he watched a video, and he said, Mommy, Then he called me, tell me, Mommy, look what I was showing you, but you couldn't see it. So after I play Alan Chasney, I demartine all of them, Alan Chasney tape to you, what everything Alan Chasney put in that, said in that tape, in that video is correct. And the person who called me to say so, I know that man, or WhatsApp me, I know that man does lie, that man is a liar. I go demarty all of them tonight. Let it run, my boy.
Members, this is not a game. I take my job very seriously. I looked around, and the only microphone that was on was the Prime Minister's microphone. Anybody putting on a microphone now is going to make a mockery of the House, and they will face the wrath of.
Okay, people, I don't want to play that one yet. I'm going to play the one with Chasney's explanation. That's the one I want. So we're going to come back to that one. We want Chasney's explanation.
Good afternoon. As many of you may have now known, the appropriations bill budget came to a premature end. 3 senior ministers, the Minister of Investment and Tourism and CIP, the Minister of Civil Aviation and Foreign Affairs, and the Minister of Housing, and myself, were denied the opportunity to report to the public of St. Lucia. The Prime Minister decided, like he did in the estimates, to end the debate prematurely, which is very unusual and unprecedented. To say that in the estimates that 5 senior ministers did not speak, and I can say categorically now, in order to prevent me from speaking. And again today we saw a similar irresponsible, undemocratic action by this Labour government in preventing me from being able to speak. After Minister King spoke, I saw Alva Baptist going to put on his light, thinking that he was going to speak. The Prime Minister also put on his light, and the Speaker of the House said he recognized the Prime Minister's light first. I thought at that time that the Prime Minister was going to call for a recess or for lunch. We had been in the House since 10 o'clock in the morning. There had been no recess and there had been no lunch break. In fact, what the Prime Minister did was to close the budget debate. I did stand on a point of order and asked the Speaker for his intervention, indicating to him I saw that there were other persons in the House who wanted to speak, and certainly I wanted to be able to speak. And I thought that when the Prime Minister got up, that what he was getting up to do was to ask for a recess or for a lunch break. It is within the Speaker's prerogative to make the determination. I know that one of the responsibilities the Speaker has is to protect the minority. Certainly, when I was Prime Minister, Andy Daniel, when he was Speaker of the House, on several occasions, although I had risen first, afterwards noticed members of the opposition who wanted to speak, and he asked me to sit down and allow the opposition to speak. This Speaker chose not to practice that kind of protection of the minority, but that is his privilege. So at the end of the day, I was denied again the opportunity to speak, and as I said, 3 senior ministers were sacrificed in order to prevent me from speaking, which is very undemocratic. I will be making an announcement very soon as to how I intend to address this matter to the general public. And I look forward to giving the public the benefit of my rebuttal very soon.
My people, Andy Daniel, say what you want about him. I used to give him pressure sometimes also. But Andy Daniel, a trained lawyer, a qualified lawyer, protected the minority in the House of Parliament. Listen to what I said again. Andy Daniel, the former Speaker of the House, protected the opposition when they were in Parliament. My people, this is egregious. What is being done to Alan Shastney and Bradley Felix. It is also egregious to the people of St. Lucia. The height of disrespect to the people of Micoud South for not allowing their representative to speak. The bullying of this government is beyond shameful. Claudius Francis needs to resign. And I'm debunking your left, right, and center. I'll show you all. And you have the audacity, Claudius Francis, to say that anybody, boy, give me the laughing things, let me laugh first. So hot, Claudius Francis. Claudius Francis have the audacity to say anybody who puts their light on after he has recognized a light or whoever, they're gonna face the full wrath of the parliament or of him. And sit your ass down, jackass Claudius Francis. I debunking you. You are the epitome of nonsense, of not knowing how to govern or how to rule a house. Andy Daniel, I will respect him. All other speakers, Leon Theodore, the St. Clair gentleman, I will respect them. Imagine Andy Daniel, when they had the vote of no confidence, and the United Workers' Party wanted to say, don't let them speak, they are minorities. I remember this vividly. Andy Daniel, wherever you are, I know you're very quiet and you need to start talking and you need to come on my show. You don't like you're afraid. You don't have to be afraid of me. Huh? As long as you see me, you're falling in love with me. I'm a very nice person. You don't have to be afraid of me. So you need to call me and come on my show. I remember Andy Daniel said to Alan Chastain and them, no, sit down. Andy Daniel tell them, sit down. He has to protect the minority, the 6 horsemen. He said he had to protect them. And he asked Chastain and them to shut up and sit down. And he allowed them to speak with their jackassery, no confidence crap. He allowed them to speak. Andy was fair, because even me sometimes I used to get vexed with Andy and say Andy more on the opposition side than on the UWP side. I used to get vexed with Andy. Andy Daniel is a class act. And let me tell you, he protected the opposition more than the governing side and the United Workers' Party. Class act. And he will go down in history. Even when Shas wanted to give him trouble, he stand his ground. Even Leon, when Shas wanted to give her trouble, she stood her ground. Right? I remember that. I follow these things. It was interesting watching Parliament, especially with Guy Joseph giving them the mepui. But right now, it's shit that going on in the house. But this man, the way Claudie asked Francis, the way you spoke to a leader of the opposition. Now, let me tell you all something. When y'all sit your asses in the house, the 17 of y'all are all equal. Y'all are parliamentarians. Y'all are representing the people of St. Lucia, not yourselves. Now, let me explain something to you. You preventing Alan Chastain from speaking, and then he put on his light, and the way you talking, what standing order you standing on? What standing order you standing on? What are you saying? You bullied the man, and you said they will experience the full extent of the house. Man, sit your ass down. Shit, I will show you your hypocrisy. Y'all know when I come with guns blazing. I will show you a freaking hypocrite. You are a hypocrite, Claudius Francis. Hypocrite. Play that tape.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
People, I wanted you, we zoom the video in for you to see that Alva Baptist was surprised that Philip J.P. stood up. So everything Alan Chastain told you is right. I showed it to you all. You could show it to them again. Philip J.P. You didn't see the conversation between Ernest Hiller and Alva Baptist? Alva wanted to speak. He looked dumbfounded. And then Philip J.P. looked at him, then Ernest looked at him, and you could have seen the confusion. Philip J.P. did not even have the respect to allow the T-Bone Dieu Labo we Alva Baptist to speak. Show it to them again. Zoom it in for them to see that Alva himself was shocked that Abu Dede Prime Minister, right? That he went back. He stood up. He stood up to end the debate. Look at it. Play it for them to see. You can play it with all the thing again. Play it again. Play the whole thing for them to see. You can play it twice for them to see. I want them to say, look at it carefully.
Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
You see the confusion. Look at the confusion. So when Alan Shasta is not a liar, you see the confusion. Look at Alva. Look at Ernest looking. Look at the Prime Minister. Does he know bloody well? Philip JPA know bloody well that Alva needed to speak. Now the T-board there, Labui. What is wrong with you? Where is your gonad? Alva, you look weak. Alva, you look weak. So Shasta was very right. He was very right in what he said. You could see Alva wanted to speak. You could have seen it. And then Ernest looking at him. Look at Sean head. Sean must be more ashamed. Sean must be more ashamed. But all of y'all men, you mean to tell me you cannot tell Philip JPA he's a Moscow Sohria and his magic he doing? You cannot tell him that. Sean head down. Because Sean want to be caught up in the bacchanal, so his head down. But you could see Ernest, you could see Alva wanted to speak. Alva always speaking. Philip JPA is the most lousy prime minister. So you not only depriving a leader of the opposition to speak, but you deprive Alva. Play that again for them to see.
Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
You see, Alva was reaching out to press the light. Shasta did not lie. That's why we zoom it in for y'all to see. Yeah? Alva was reaching out, then Ernest turned around to him. Then Pierre realized that, Pierre, you're a wicked prime minister. Because you cannot tell me one of your members wanted to speak. One of your members wanted to speak. And you shut him out. So it's not Alan Shasta you will treat properly. It is not Alan Shasta. Alva there like a little magi, like a mongrel. Where is the pit bull in you? Where is the pit bull? Now, I will show you. I come in on day Mati Cordius too. So hot. I come in for all of y'all. Because you lie too much. I am going to play. Okay, I'm going to play for you the speaker scolding Alan Shasta, and I will come back and drop the shit he did in a previous sitting. So hot, Claudius.
Members, this is not a game. I take my job very seriously. I looked around, and the only microphone that was on was the Prime Minister's microphone. Anybody putting on a microphone now is going to make a mockery of the House, and they will face the wrath of the Speaker. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, may I? May I?
May you do what?
On a point of order, may I?
What is the point of order?
Mr. Speaker, we're here to debate a very important bill.
What is the point of order?
That it's 3 o'clock. We have not even had one recess.
We're here, two people alone, trying to cover all of the speeches, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Leader of the Opposition, what is the point of order?
I was expecting that the leader was getting up to give us a break. I see other members in the House who also want to speak. I would still like my turn to speak, Mr. Speaker.
I have said continuously that we are bound by the standing orders. The standing orders are clear, pellucid, and unambiguous, that whoever catches the eye of the Speaker shall be the person called upon to speak. A review of the cameras will show I turned in both directions, and the only microphone that was on was that of the Prime Minister. This is not a subject for debate. I have ruled the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance will close the debate now.
Claudius Francis, so hot. You should not be sitting in that chair. So hot. Because you did not protect the minority. And when you do that, you spat in the faces of the people of St. Lucia. You spat into the faces of the constituents of Mikud South. So hot, Claudius Francis. You have no shame, Claudius Francis. And you say you're going to deal with them and sit your ass down. You ain't no Speaker of the House. You a shit. Because I'm going to show you why you are shit. Because you saying people are going to get the full wrath of the House, making a mockery. Let me show you. You does the mockery. I'll show you where you were the idiot. And what you did yesterday was bloody wrong. Play the thing with Joaquin.
No, Alva.
Member for Library?
No, Alva.
Member for Castry Central?
What you have done on your right foot? I told you could come in that.
Member for Castries, you need a podium? Or the lectern, sorry, you need a lectern? Yes. Okay.
So we are collective to do one thing. No. You need to understand. I spoke to you. Oh. No, Alva.
Member for Library?
No, Alva.
Listen to the jackass, Claudius Francis. You are the mockery of the House of Parliament. Jackass, you need to resign. Because look, Alva had his light on. Frederick stood up. He is telling Alva to put his light off. You recognize Alva saying member of Library. So hot, Claudius Francis, so hot. And you are saying anybody who make a mockery of the House, you are going after Alan Chasney. But look at the so hot. Look at it. Look at it in your bloody face. Alva light was on. You recognize him, so hot, Claudius Francis. You recognize him. But you have Bahau telling him to put his light on. Who is making a mockery? Who is making a mockery of the House of Parliament? You, so hot. You are unqualified to be any freaking Speaker of the House. You idiot.
Member for Castry Central?
What you have done on your right foot? I told you.
You asking Joaquin what he turned his light on. What the hell going on in this country? What the hell going on in this country? Frederick asking Joaquin why he turned his light on. Jackass Claudius sit down there not doing anything, right? Then you have Alva. He recognized Alva have his light on. Then Jackass Frederick stand up to speak. What bacchanal is going on in this country? What salopte is going on in this country? It is ridiculous. That's bare bullshit. What is going on? Can somebody remove this whole freaking government because they're full of shit? This is madness. You disrespect Shas and I take umbrage to that. Because you disrespected me and the 180,000 people of St. Lucia by not giving this man a chance to speak. So hot, Claudius Francis. People doing like they're afraid of you. Oh, Claudius Francis. Oh, don't go. I'm going for all of y'all. Shit you doing? Shit you doing? Oh, Claudius Francis. Oh, everybody know like they're afraid. I am there. God give me that job to come for y'all to put our country straight. So hot, Claudius Francis. So hot. And when you finish, you come in and say, I'm a member of Castle Central. You need to elect him. And our Shasna, you treating him like that. Man, sit your ass down. Continue.
No, Alva.
Member for Labrie?
No, Alva.
Member for Castry Central?
What you have done on your life for? I told you you could come in that.
Member for Castries, you need a podium? Or the lectern, sorry, you need a lectern? Yes. Okay.
So we are collective to do one thing. No.
Gassa, we are collective to do one thing. The speaker, what kind of vagabond waffrat thing we have there? What's that going on in there? What vagabond? What waffrat thing? What salopte going on in the House of Parliament? Gassa, we are one. We are collective. You caught Claudius Francis so hot. You caught the eye of Alva Baptist. You said member for Labrie. The poor man would Alva umem. Upati bonde ko sa ye ko shoni. Sakive o Alva. Upati bonde ko sa What the fuck's going on in this country? Alva la kon dek. Alva la ka fe se moun la. Twice you Alva step down too. Because you cannot allow them to do you that twice, Alva. And you sit your ass there and accepting the disrespect like that? Man, Alva, sit your ass down. Get out, Alva. You two, get out. A whole bunch of jackasses running our country. Get out. You cannot tell me twice. You're disrespecting the Alva. Tibodie Labowi. Right? Twice you're disrespecting him. Claudius Francis, wasn't that a mockery of the house? I am your case, white and right. All of y'all do. Oh, Claudius Francis. Oh, the perfect man. Oh, he is God. Don't go there. I'm going in your bedroom for y'all.
Well, I think we need to put you inside of this ain't it, are you?
We want our country and our lives to return to normal.
I come in under the bed to look for you. Pure shit happening in this parliament. Pure garbage. Pure Bolsheviks. Wasn't that a desecration of the House of Parliament? You have Richard Frederick coming. Alva. Then he go in next side. I spoke to you. I spoke to you. You ain't no speaker of that. You are so hot. You are maggy. And when it's Claudius, who the hell is Claudius Francis? You are making a mockery of the House of Parliament. No other speaker have done that. Philip J. Pierre is the laughing stock of the world. Look at the gift they gave him. And when he finished, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, have mercy. Why? When he finished. But yeah, our people, Claudius Francis is saying that Alan Chasney, anybody who make a mockery of the house, y'all have 15 too. And y'all afraid? Claudius Francis is a waste of time. And I see a lot of people, I watch them well, a lot of y'all Lucian so hot to it. Because you know what you'll do? I want to also, everybody say I'm talking to Chasney, woo, everybody see me, I am my own guru. I am the shit. I am the shit. I ain't need to flock with no millionaire or billionaire. I am the shit. I'm confident in myself. But a lot of y'all, lapo bon dazot pasazot. But y'all know they're doing y'all wrong. But y'all want to be by how the speaker Claudius Francis. Y'all want to challenge him? I challenge in all their asses because it's shit they're doing. Right? It's shit they're doing. I challenge in all their asses. I seen the little hypocrites so hot. Claudius Francis. It's bullshit that man doing. Look the desecration of the House of Parliament. Look it. The desecration of the House of Parliament. They need to take all of y'all, put in a bag and just drop y'all in the ocean. Waste of time government. So hot, Philip JPS. So hot. Now, I come into Rummers. So hot. People, it's like this government just went and take people from a pit toilet to put in position. I have never heard Lisa said any nastiness like that. Play the tape of Rummers where he was saying the nasty things about Alan Chasney.
The speaker looked left and right. The leader of the opposition refused to turn on his microphone. So the Prime Minister's light went on, and he was permitted to speak, thus wrapping up the debate. Then and only then did the leader of the opposition turn on his microphone and go on, stood protesting that he was not being given a chance to speak. This was an example of absolute, bottomless, unadulterated, immeasurable, infinite stupidity. The speaker looked left and right. The leader of the opposition refused to turn on his microphone. So the Prime Minister's light went on, and he was permitted to speak, thus wrapping up the debate. Then and only then did the leader of the opposition turn on his microphone and go on, stood protesting that he was not being given a chance to speak. This was an example of absolute, bottomless, unadulterated, immeasurable, infinite stupidity.
Y'all heard that jackass? But I just debunk y'all. May not even worth half a shot. May not even worth half a shot. You heard the jackass? So hot, Winston Springer. Where you seeing so much? Look, I played the tape. Clearly, everything Alan Chasney said in relation to what happened in the House of Parliament was correct. And it's still correct. But you calling them on stupidity. Let me ask you something, man. Why don't you pack yourself in a bottle of on the side and drink a bottle of bong tea instead? Huh? Why don't you go and pack yourself in a corner and drink a bottle of bong tea instead?
Well, I think we need to carry this side of the it's
not about shit like that in the House of Parliament. A journalist who put your ass on the side and go and drink a bottle of bong tea, you'll do better. So hot, Winston Springer. his language. Listen to his tone. If you were in any other country, I'm not even going to North America. I'm just staying in the Caribbean. Or Mia's PR. Your ass would be fired. You are a dinosaur. You are derelict. All the young people are there. I saw there was a young guy there in blue. For some, I've seen this guy. I fine. Whether he labor, UWP, Mamele, a young guy, he's fine. He was very good. But you there like a old has-been, a old dinosaur, old derelict. And you want to come and talk to Alan. Man, where have you been? Where have you trod? Where have you trod to speak on Alan Shasta's name like that? Where have you been? I'm sure you've been by the market, toujours sous on the floor. Where have you been? You derelict. That's what you are saying, this nastiness about the man. You mean to say me you're so hungry for a job that you will stoop so low instead of being professional? Have you ever heard Lisa Joseph speak to Pierre about that? She was on her way out, she and Primus, and they were so professional. They were so professional. I saw you walking in town once. I had to take a second look. My God, you have to look kept. You look so unkept. You look so unkept. You mean to tell me a government who campaigned on lies and deceit, saying that they would push our young people forward, are bringing dinosaurs and derelicts to the forefront? And hear how this man is speaking about Alan Shasta's? Play that tape again.
The speaker looked left and right. The leader of the opposition refused to turn on his microphone. So the Prime Minister's light went on, and he was permitted to speak, thus wrapping up the debate. Then and only then did the leader of the opposition turn on his microphone and go on, stood protesting that he was not being given a chance to speak. This was an example of absolute, bottomless, unadulterated, immeasurable, infinite stupidity.
You that stupid, look at you. You calling a former prime minister stupid? You calling, look at you, dinosaur. I never knew, and people since when, what you call it? Since when, I don't know what they call that, a beard. Since when grey beard running? Since when it running? Old dinosaur is supposed to be at your home, not there talking papi show. So and pay attention, stop the typing. I am going to play the tape again for you. And they disrespected Alva. People say, I'm not crying for Alva, but I am one of order. He wanted to speak. So Philip J. Pierre insulted Alva, insulted Ernest that think he's deputy prime minister. Somebody else, and Shas didn't speak. Frederick didn't speak. People of St. Lucia, I'm asking you to open your eyes, open your minds. Because when you have a member of parliament representing you, they're supposed to come and speak for their constituency. But these men never spoke. A prime minister cutting short a debate means that he is afraid. And I will tell you, this is a lazy administration. UWP fellas and women, they liked food. When it was midday, they cut and they go and eat their food and they come back 2 o'clock and they work the rest of the night. But Labour want life easy. You're fair. You mean to tell me, look at a debate finish before, after, free or whatever, on a budget, wherever in St. That has never happened in the history of St. Lucia. Philip J. Pierre and his government, they are lazy. They are very lazy. They left early. Why? What was the reason? And the reporters and the media houses we have there, they are all accomplices. You mean to tell me, why is Sohria Alexander is the one coming and pick up those things? Where are you all to pick up those things? You mean to say to me that none of you are talking about this. None of you are saying anything about this. This is important. The country, Philip JP, let me tell you something, partner. You could call elections today, tomorrow, or in the next year, you're going to lose. When I have a person who is a Papa SLP messaging me on WhatsApp to say, so, these guys are really doing shit. People are listening. There's a lot of SLPs listening to me. They may not comment, but they are listening. Some of them may message me privately, but they are listening. Take a look at that tape for yourself, and you all will see Shasney was not lying. And to the person who telling me, oh, Shas does lie, look, Shas not lying. Take a look at the tape again.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
So we showed it to you. We showed you the lies and the deceit. And that's why when I come here with receipts. I come here with receipts to show you the type of government the people of St. Lucia elected. This is what y'all did, St. Lucians? Elected men and women who cannot govern? So the statement that Alan Shasney made was truth. My role here tonight was to debunk them. Because if Alan Shasney was in office and he did that, I would go for him too. Because the Speaker of the House supposed to protect the minority. Claudius is not protecting the minority. And I debunked him to show that a light, he said, oh, I look around the room and I see no light. What, you have octopus eyes? Or everywhere you look around the room, I look around the room. I showed y'all where Alva, in a previous parliamentary sitting, pressed his light. He was acknowledged by Claudius Francis. Claudius Francis sought. You should not be no Speaker of the House. Right? You should not be any Speaker of the House. Because you act, like I said, I'm not lying on y'all. I giving y'all beams with the crap y'all did. Right? Showed it where Alva had his light on. Frederick, Alva, you acknowledge Alva. So why Shaste is saying to you that, I thought the Prime Minister was standing to give us a recess because we had no recess, we had no lunch, we had nothing. And you could have said to the Prime Minister, I am allowing the leader of the opposition to speak. Man, you rotten. You are rotten. People like you decay our society. People like you are not worthy to be in any position. Andy Daniel, we gave you pressure when you were Speaker of the House, but man, I tilt my heart to you. Well done. You even, let me tell you, a lot of flubbers, we were giving you licks under the live when they had parliamentary sitting, because you always protected the opposition, and bravo to you, sir. Do not listen to the noises, even if we give you pressure, but do your work properly, and I commend you for that, Andy. I commend you for that, Andy Daniel. Andy Daniel never wore any yellow band. Anywhere you see Andy, you never see him. He always, Simple. No big brara about him. But this Claudius Francis always have a red bun. My God, what the hell is going on in this country? This country is like poop. This country is like trash. What is going on in this bloody country? And you telling me that if a poor man or an average citizen have an issue, that this government is going to help them? Look at the salopte, the malpopte, the bacchanal that is happening in the House of Parliament, where you are supposed to be doing the people's business. It's like a boys' club. Even Kenson, excuse me, even Kenson was kind of confused, like what going on there? The man, he was confused. You are going to destroy yourself, but in Jesus' name, you're not going to destroy St. Lucia because you're going out. Y'all didn't want Chasney. Y'all used the race because you know why? Chasney don't know people. He don't know cliques to say, oh, that's the clique, that's 5 of them. But all 5 of them must get big jobs. Or that's 3 of them, all of Chasney didn't operate like that. He was giving everybody the avenue to grow, to enjoy wealth like everybody else. But the wealth of our country is being shared only among a few. When Alva was in opposition, the Alva that used to stand up and speak so eloquently, the Alva that used to puff his chest up, Alva, on to you. They gave you a few eggs in library. Alva, what happened to you? They gave you a few rotten eggs in library to eat. What happened to you, Alva? Sucking evil. I want to know, I think, well, or may I say that the people of Labrie, you all need to go and check on Alva. Because what is that? And Alva looked like a little boy twice in the House of Parliament. And Ernest was saying something to him, like something, you will have time or whatever. And this clueless prime minister, the man closed the budget. Lazy people, lazy administration, all of you all are lazy. And let me tell you all, it is a shame that 15 of you can sit your asses in the House of Parliament and accept that nastiness. When y'all were in opposition, y'all didn't have to worry if Alan Shastey and the rest and Guy on them giving y'all mepu. Y'all didn't have to worry because Andy Daniel protected y'all because y'all were in the minority. Andy Daniel protected y'all. And this is very, 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 very sad. What is happening in our country is very sad. So, St. Notions, I have shown you that whatever Alan Shastey said in his video, in his 3-minute video, he wasn't lying. I showed you the proof where there was confusion in terms of Alva wanting to speak, then a confusion with Ernest, the prime minister, like a back and forth, they don't know what they're doing. Then I showed you another video where the bacchanal with Richard Frederick, Alva, the speaker, Joachim, I showed you the malpopte, I showed you the bacchanal, and Claudius want to come and say, come here, sit your ass down. No man want to come and say, I don't want to watch House because that man is just so unappealing, the shit he's doing. And then the man is coming and say, oh, whoever go against the rules of the house, I will come with, the full extent. Full extent what? You not know lawyer, you know shit. You know jack shit. Or you say you talk to somebody. I don't care if you talk to the brightest of lawyers. Happiest lawyer, you are qualified for the world. You can never see that shit. Like Stanley Felix, don't like Stanley Felix. You can never see that shit happen in the upper house. Never. Because the man understands what he's doing. The man, Claudius Francis doing like he's the best of the best. I see y'all on Facebook. I see y'all. It's like, whatever Claudius say. When I challenge them concerning the Constitution, they want to come and make story thing about me. I challenge you and I was bloody right. Be confident confident to challenge those idiots, people. Be confident in yourself, because your country is going to sink. Our country is going to sink. Now, let me tell you something. Well, I'll let Alan Shastney, the Honorable Alan Shastney, MP for Mickle South, to make the announcements, but I know Monday I'll be here. Monday's a holiday, but we have to keep the fire. I pour in more gasoline in the fire. These people have to go. So I will be with you on Monday. On Tuesday, Shas has something planned. I'll let him say it. Wednesday, he's going to be here with me. We're going to be on television, Flow 115 GVD TV. Thanks, Vitus. Peters, you are awesome. We're going to be on YouTube or YouTube. Hundreds on YouTube tonight. Keep telling your friends to like my YouTube channel. And we're going to be on Facebook. So I am asking y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So subscribe. So all of y'all watching me here, after the live, go and subscribe. Take me to 1,000. I need 1,000 subscribers on my channel. So all of y'all that love So, if you cannot buy the coffee, that is fine. Go and subscribe. Because Wednesday, Alan Shastney and I coming. And let me tell you, we're going to pour kerosene. Now let me tell you people, on Monday, you're going to be paying more for fuel. On Monday, you're going to be paying more for your tank. Not fuel, but your LPG. You're going to be paying more. And it's really painful. I am feeling the pinch in my pocket. Everybody's feeling the pinch, no matter what your level, everybody's feeling the pinch because you have less disposable income, and this government is doing nothing. This government is doing nothing. What is Anthony saying? Anthony, I really don't think Anthony Mondesi is a bad person. I just think Anthony is wacko in terms of politics. Anthony Mondesi, I really want you to tell me how Claudius Francis is a good speaker. He's the worst. Just as Philip J. Pierre is the worst prime minister. The same way Philip J. Pierre is the worst prime minister, Claudius Francis is the worst prime minister, and he think he knows the constitution and everything. I just show Claudius Francis the boo-boo he made in the House of Parliament doing shit with Richard Alva, Confusion Joachim, and you want to elect that member of Castristan. He was the elector. You want to elect that?
Well, I think we need to try this side of the it's a yoke.
We want our country and our lives to return to more life.
God have mercy upon us.
My people, go back with your friends, your family, share it. Show them that life. Show them that life. Go back with your friends and family. Show them that life. My YouTubers, I love you all. Everybody watching me, go to my YouTube channel, Sohria Alexander. Just type my name. My name is Sohria Alexander. Everybody can spell Alexander. And subscribe to my channel. Take me to 1,000 subscribers. My people, I love you all. So Monday I'll be with you to continue dropping the kerosene. It's a holiday, but I'll be there to drop the kerosene in the fire. I love you all. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for all the coffees. And I love you all. I will see you all on Monday. Bye.
We expose lies and deceit. Expect us